Hello, my planner friends. Julie Deal Mooney here, doing a plan with me for the 4th week in January of 2020. And we are doing this plan with me in my Filofax A5 Original, and it is in stone, which is a light gray color. I do have 3 pins picked out here, and I'm going to decide which one is going to work. We are doing this with my noted collection inserts from Cocoa Daisy. It is the January collection, and it is full of planner supplies, paper airplanes, glasses, composition books. It's just ink spots. It's just a really, really cute collection. And so now I am going back to where I have stamped all of my inks and written with all of the pens that I thought might match the collection. And I am picking out a pen to draw my vertical lines to convert my layout from a horizontal to a vertical. And so this is my bookmark that I make each week. I make a bookmark, and this one is lavender, and it says week 4 on it. So it is coordinated to match the spread that I have chosen out of the A5 Dory book that I get from Cocoa Daisy, and I trim that down right down the middle, the Dory book, and then I punch holes in it to use in my ring planner. So I'm getting a pencil out here to measure off to make my horizontal lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure 3/4 of an inch in for the gutter, which keeps the page hole centered in the gutter. And then I am going to use my ruler at a diagonal with the 0 mark at one end and the 6 mark on the other end so that I can easily divide my section into 3 columns. And so I'll just put a mark at 2 and a mark at 4. And when you measure it out the other way, it works out to be whatever 5 and divided by 3 is, because I don't want to do that math. So I'm doing the same thing on the other page. I am doing a voiceover on this plan with me because the original recording for this video was so incredibly horrible. It was such a train wreck. And I just kept going. I'm not really sure why I didn't stop, but I didn't. I just kept going through the train wreck. And so then when I was listening to it, after the fact, when I'm coming to edit it, I just laughed and laughed and laughed over this video because it starts off, my dog is snoring. I have had people message me on Instagram, and I have had people message me on Facebook, hey, there's somebody snoring in the background of your video. It is my dog. He is 14, and I love him, and I love for him to be in the room with me, but he does snore. And so sometimes when I start the video, he's not snoring, but like a half a second into the video, then he starts snoring. So that was the first part, and that's pretty normal. And while I know you probably don't want to listen to a dog snoring in the background of my Plan With Me video, he's old and he's my dog. So anyway, right here, I am getting ready to totally write right on top of that airplane right there. I was so careful about going around the other one, and then I just wrote right on top of that one. So I just have to make do with that. Once I started getting stuff on it, it's not as noticeable. And I think one of the things with planning is that you just have to learn to live with your mistakes sometimes. Sometimes you can correct them, sometimes you can't. Really, quite frankly, it's not surgery. Nobody's going to die. There's a line through my airplane, and I'm not happy about it, but I can live with it. I went and looked to see if I had another set of those pages because I do get 2 of the A5 Dory books, but I didn't. So I'm just going to keep going with it because I used that page for my currently page. So back to the train wreck of the video. So my dog is snoring, so that's pretty normal. Well, then the next thing, my stomach starts growling. So that's pretty unattractive. So I have to apologize for that a couple of times. I start coughing. And so, all of this, I'm just, continuing on. I'm trying to do my thing. And then the long guys show up, and they are weed whacking right outside the window of my craft room. And it is just this loud, wah, wah, just over and over and over again. Then they go away for a little bit, and then they come back, and then they go away, and then they come back. And I just keep on videotaping. I'm not really sure why, but I did. So I'm just going back and voicing over. So I'm putting down the days of the week stickers. And these are my most favorite days of the week sticker that Cocoa Daisy has ever done in all of their collections that I have ever been a subscriber for. My first kit was in May of 2019, so it's not like I've been subscribing with them for 8 years or anything, but I love these days of the week stickers. I like the way they look, and I even knocked them off and did some for my own sticker sheets for other weeks that are very similar. I just took their design idea and redid them. So, but these are the ones from the Cocoa Daisy kit, and I just really like them. So I do make my own stickers on my silhouette. This is them that you can see on the left here. And I made days of the date stickers to go next to the day of the week for this week. And I make extra boxes because I need extra boxes. And then the highlighters that you see on there, there are one of those for each day of the week. One is Bible verse and one is gratitude. So I try to record that every day. Just a highlighted verse out of my Bible reading for the day, and then something, at least one thing. Usually I try to do 3 things that I'm grateful for that day, and those go on my daily sheets on the left-hand page. When I first started using Cocoa Daisy, I was only using the right-hand page of my dailies, and it felt wasteful not to use that piece of paper on the left, and sometimes I would jot a note on it, but most of the time it didn't get used. But 2 pages for one day is a whole lot of real estate. And so then I realized, well, you know what? I'm doing a page that I'm writing down my Bible verse on, and I'm doing a page where I'm writing down gratitude on. I could just use that page because I don't really save that over time. So I do put that on my daily page now. So that feels like a better use of time. So I have stickers for my staff. I have a small staff. And so, but before I go to put this down, I noticed that I have smeared the line. And so I just went back in and touched it up with a little bit of white out. And those are actually Tombow correction tape. And they are the best correction tape ever. So if you don't use correction tape, I highly suggest using it. It will cure a whole lot of mistakes. It won't cure all of them, but it'll cure a lot. And those are the best ones I've ever seen. And you can get them in a 10-pack from Amazon, which seems like a lot, but I use them, so I just bought a 10-pack. So I did realize that Martin Luther King Day is on Monday, and so I'm having to peel that sticker up. And I'll just tell you, I'm not a huge fan of Martin Luther King Day. And before you get like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she said that, let me explain to you why. My husband likes to trim our wisteria vine on Martin Luther King Day every year. So I have like this Pavlovian response to it because every year he gets up on the roof and starts cutting down. And it's not like a little bit of vines. I wish I had a picture. It is just like a huge amount of vines. I live in the South. Things grow quickly. And it's just, so I'm down on the ground cutting the vine into 4 million pieces and putting it in the trash can. And so we do this every year. And I'm such a whiner, powder, crier head about the whole thing. It's not even that bad of a thing. It takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours. But yes, so we do that. It is our family tradition that's what we do on Martin Luther King Day. So, you know, it's not my favorite day to be off of work. Quite frankly, I'd rather go to work than to have to do the vines. But that's what I'm going to be doing on Martin Luther King Day probably. So, the hexagon stickers. I love those hexagon stickers from Cocoa Daisy. And I use that sheet of stickers right there that has the hexagon on it. All of those stickers fit on the monthly page. If you have an A5 rings, all those stickers on that sheet fit on the monthly page. And so I do my monthly spread first, and then whatever I have left, then I will add them in on my weekly pages, because not many of the stickers will fit, because the monthly page, the boxes are a little bit narrower than the most of the stickers in Cocoa Daisy, because I think most of them are 1.5 inches wide, and the monthly page, the boxes are 1.25 inches, so they are a little bit smaller. So the middle section of my vertical planner I use for checklists to do, and they're a big high level to do. So if it makes the list on this section right here, it pretty much needs to get done that day probably. So I use both the clipboards stickers and the checklist stickers. If I use clipboards, I try to put them every other day. I don't have enough clipboards to put them on every day. And I like the way they look on every other day. And so then sometimes if I only have checklists, I will do the checklist all the way across. But I like having the clipboards to break it up. So if I use the checklist, I like to have a little header at the top. And so sometimes I use the headers that are at the top of that sticker sheet on the right. And then sometimes I go through and look and see if there's something a little bit more special than that. And I do have a couple of the watercolor type headers. And so I use those for this week because they do happen to be the right color and they work very nicely right there. So I am using those. And then I'm going to put the checklist down underneath them. And the one of the checklist is from the sticker kit, and then the other one is from the classic sticker kit, which is specifically made for a classic happy planner. And so the ones for the sticker kit fit in these boxes perfectly. The ones for the classic sticker kit are a little bit long, but I just trim off the last little checklist and trim it off in a little flag shape, just like they're already shaped. And then it is the perfect size for that box. So that's an easy way that if you like this stuff in a kit, but you're like, oh, I don't think that's going to fit. Well, they're usually easy fixes to get them. So that classic sticker kit, it has things in it that typically aren't in the, a lot of it is similar, but some of it is a little bit different. So I kind of like having both of them, and I do have a big happy planner. Mostly that I don't decorate, but occasionally I will use a sticker here or there. So my checklist and my clipboards are all set up, and I'm happy with how that is. I don't have a checklist on Monday because on Monday, since it's a holiday, sometimes I have things to do and sometimes I don't. And, I'll probably put a sticker down that says Wisteria Vine. And other than that, I probably won't plan anything. Or we may go to the movies or something, but I'll just put that down when it actually happens. So at this point, I am going to go in and put stickers in. So I'm putting one there. I'm going to write in Martin Luther King Day because I have a sticker that says work holiday, but I don't have one that says Martin Luther King Day. So I'll just write in Martin Luther King Day. So just a couple of days ago, I made an eye doctor appointment for Tuesday of this week. And so I do not have a sticker that says that on it, but I was so excited because I had printed out from the planner printables, I had printed out that cute little pair of eyeglasses. So I used that sticker from the printables for my eye appointment. And that was just perfect. It just made me so happy. If you're not using the printables, you should really check them out. They are free and they're just awesome. It's just extras. Even if you don't make stickers, you can, print them out on paper and fussy cut them. You can print them out on cardstock and fussy cut them. There are just so many different things that you can do with them. And so I am also putting down the trash and recycle days for work because we have to take out our trash and recycle at work and we don't always remember. And so I just have it in my planner so that I can remind the guys, hey, don't forget we have trash today. So I put that down and it was so wonky. It just was so uneven, so I had to pull it back up and get it up a little bit higher. So that looks a lot better. And so, but I do have stickers that say trash and recycle that I can put in there. And so, yeah, I just like making my own stickers. I make them with my silhouette. And I've been doing it for a while now. I was doing it before I started doing Cocoa Daisy, so I was very used to making my own stickers. And so I just kind of make them for all these little things that, they're very specific to me. And so I make words and icons and boxes. And so I just like the way it makes my planner look. My handwriting's not bad, but, it's not as pretty as the font on the sticker. And so I do have a request from someone to do a tutorial on how I make my stickers. I use Adobe Illustrator just because I've been using Adobe Illustrator for, 30 years, maybe a little bit more than that. And so that's how I do mine. I don't think most people would do them that way. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of research and see about, I'll have to just practice at setting up my stickers directly in, I think it's called Silhouette Studio, the software that comes with the Silhouette. Because I cut them out of Silhouette Studio, I just import them from, I save the Illustrator file as a JPEG, and then I import the JPEG. So, sorry, I didn't mean to get off on a tangent about stickers. So right here, one of my staff people, I know she doesn't work on Fridays, so I'm just whiting out her name so that I have a room right there to do my payday sticker. And so I get paid every Friday. I don't think many people get paid weekly, but my husband saw my planner one day and he said, do you forget that you get paid every Friday? Do you need a sticker to remind you that you get paid? And it is not that I need a sticker to remind me, but it does look cute in my planner. So I do like to put the little payday sticker every Friday. And yeah, so it happens every week. Which if I had to deposit the check, that would get on my last nerve. But since it's automatically deposited, I don't care if they pay me monthly or weekly. I just like to get paid. So my grandson Archer has a birthday coming up. He will be 2, and he is just a bruiser of a kid. And but the only birthday cake I have left is pink, so he gets a pink birthday cake. And he'd be happy with that. So I forgot to put my header up there. That's usually something I do at the beginning of when I'm setting up my pages, but I forgot to. I tended to be more methodical about this one. A lot of times I will jump all over the place and do a little bit of this and then a little bit of that, and then go back and look at it all and say, well, do I have it all set up? I'm not sure. So this next thing that I'm doing here is I am putting down a sticker for, I have a bill due on that Thursday. And so my word for 2020 is focus. And one of the things that I want to focus on is my money and where it's going. And so I am making a more diligent effort to track where my money is going. And so even for things that are auto paid, I'm just putting in a sticker. Even though I don't have to actively go and pay the bill, I'm putting a sticker in my planner so that I know that that money is being deducted from my account that day. And it just gives me a little bit more awareness of when my money is going and where it's going. And so I am also keeping a checkbook register, which is not something that I have done in recent years. I usually just go look in my banking app, make sure everything's looking good, and if it looks like it's supposed to, I keep moving. But this year I'm going to do a check register to keep up with everything. So I do have 3 bills that will be paid this week. And so I'm putting each one of those in. And I do have the little word stickers for each one of those, so I'm putting those in. So I made my icons to coordinate with the new ones from Cocoa Daisy. And I have for bills or payday, I have little dollar bills. And I don't think I like those as well as Cocoa Daisy has a little change purse. And I used to have a little money bag, and but the style of it was a little bit different, and I wanted mine to coordinate with Cocoa Daisy's. So I redid mine, and I think I will probably redo that little dollar bill and make it something else for next month. But for now, that's what I have. So I'm putting that on my bills. And just making sure that everything's stuck down really well. And then I am just, I think at this point, I thought I was done. And then I looked and thought, oh no, I've got a little bit more. Yeah, I don't have anything going on Sunday. I don't really have anything going on Saturday. So then at this point, I go and I look at my word sticker sheet to see what's on it. And then I realized that for my bill that's due on Monday, it's my Cocoa Daisy auto draft. And so as part of the design team, I do get the planner kits for free, but then the memory keeping kits, I just get them because I want to, and I pay for those. And the other thing is that they draft mine a little bit earlier than yours. So if you happen to notice that, don't panic and think, oh, did they change the date? They did not. It's still, yours is still on the whatever day it was. I think the 30th or somewhere around there, but don't quote me on that because I'm not sure. So I did find doctor appointment for my eye doctor appointment to go in that little hexagon sticker. And that is the end of my plan with me for this month, or this week, excuse me. So I hope you enjoyed it and have a great week. And I hope to see you again. Bye-bye.